Hello and welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. We start with tea with Alois. We do have his favorite tea.
I'm here, Professor.
You can see that.
That delightful smell. My favorite tea. Is it yours too?
I honestly couldn't even tell you.
Sorry to trouble you. Tasty. Huh?
I don't think it'd be this. Although he does talk about his wife pretty... Maybe it is.
No.
No? Okay.
Huh?
Oh, God. Ugh.
Thanks for the tea, Professor. Let's do that again sometime soon.
Man. I'm slipping. My tea game is not looking good right now. Total failures in the last 2 times. Oh, hey.
Keeping it clean, sweeping it clean. No more trash, nowhere, no how. Oh darn, there's trash over there. Hey, Professor! The cathedral's a real important place for the Church of Saros, so I always make sure it's all sparkling clean. The monks do some cleaning too, and they tell me not to bother, and sometimes they even say to go away, but they just don't clean as good as I do.
As well.
I don't stop until everything shines. Nah, not really. And Lady Rhea told me it's okay if I don't show an interest unless I feel like it. And I haven't so far, but I just want to take good care of the things she cares about. If there's a thing she wants taken care of, then I'll do it better than anyone else. What do you think? You'd go the extra mile for Lady Rhea, wouldn't you?
I have no option to say yes. It's hard to find the time.
Maybe you don't realize how great a person Lady Rhea is.
Yeah, maybe
She's
not.
always praying hard as she can for her followers all across Fodlan. She does it every single day. And even though she's always so busy, she tries to listen to as many people's needs as she can.
She doesn't seem very
When she's
busy.
seen the kids who lost their parents in Ramire Village, she didn't leave them there. She got the church to take those kids in, same as me. She's so kind. She's almost like a mom to all her followers, and just everybody that I can think of loves her.
Oh.
Hang on. You trying to say you know more about Lady Rhea than I do? Okay, maybe she likes you more than she likes me. But I know that I know a whole lot more about her than you do. I know these things, okay? So don't go talking down to me like you know better. Huh? Well, just as long as we're all clear on that.
I don't know what we're clear on at this point. Man, that was a much worse support than most of his other ones, I feel like, at least from a serial perspective. Like, the whole making a character, defining a character in terms of another character thing, not, like, a huge fan of.
We are planning a grand ball for this month. I'm sure the students will be most
Oh, time to get a dancer.
However, we must not devote all of our time to frivolity. We have a new mission for you. We have found evidence of someone sneaking into an unused chapel.
It is a building that was once a temporary sanctuary, at a time when the monastery was under renovation.
This month, your class is tasked with guarding the chapel and investigating these intruders. With the recent state of affairs surrounding the Holy Church, we cannot afford to overlook any abnormality, no matter how seemingly trivial.
I am ordering a seasoned knight to assist you to ensure the safety of the students. In times like these, I am afraid we must always expect the worst.
Reporting for duty, Lady Rhea.
I thought you two could use the time to bond. And to speak of important matters.
Appreciate the thought.
Time has come, the walrus said, to speak of many things.
He will join you once he has finished it.
It's true. I'll be away from the monastery for a while. But when I return, I'll come and watch you work. I'll be looking forward to it.
It's not like we didn't go on the mission together last month. It's not really that remarkable. Alright, well, as you might expect, we're gonna be exploring. I believe we've got everyone to 3rd tier now that... Oh, well, except for Marianne and Blaine. But yeah, now that Raphael passed his test. So, onward we go.
Tomas. No. Solon, was it not? And the Flame Emperor. It is most clear that something has transpired, and it relates to you somehow. Or is the fault my own, and you're just caught inside the wave? Sothis, the goddess of this world. I bear her name. How confusing. I feel as though my head has turned to mush.
Too much merriment.
I am not a merry man.
The Death Knight is back. Is this the time to be throwing a ball?
Black Magic tournament today. Well, well. I can't send Lysithea? What? Why can't I send Marianne? That doesn't make any sense at all. It's so bizarre. Like... Oh, I have a support? Oh. How did that happen? It must have been time unlocked. Okay, well, we'll view that after we do the tournament. But what I wanted to look at was... like... So Lysithea has... Oh, I got it backwards. Black magic rather than dark magic. Okay, okay. Now this makes sense. Okay, fine. Yeah. Gotta be Lorenz. Looks like he's gonna do alright.
You're outclassed. You can't compete with me. A trivial victory.
Yeah, he's kind of rolling over these fools. Doing much better than I expected him to. Guess I'll restore his HP. Not like it would have mattered.
Naturally.
Good job, Lorenz.
Hey, Ignatz. Getting lost in your imagination again?
No. Today I am praying. I'm hoping that if I pray with all my might, she will appear before me.
The goddess, you mean?
Yes. Perhaps it's strange to think about such things.
Nah, you're fine. If I had the chance to meet the goddess, I certainly wouldn't say no. Especially your version of the goddess, huh? A total looker, isn't that right?
That's a disrespectful way of putting it. I just believe that she's a divine beauty. She'd have to be, considering how she mesmerized the people of Fodlan when she walked among them.
Too true. No doubt an incomparable
Could have just
beauty,
been
that
dark
one.
magic.
Funny to think that even now she must be somewhere, right? Well, I guess she's just floating on a cloud or whatnot.
Yes, indeed. Watching over us from above. And they say that someday she will return to walk amongst us again.
Well, don't mind me. You go ahead and get some good praying in. If the goddess appears, you let me know, okay?
What? No! If she does appear, I want it to just be the goddess and me.
It'll be way better if I'm there too. I'm saying this for your benefit, Ignatz.
What?
Why?
Imagine an incomparable beauty standing before you. Do you really think you'll be able to remain calm?
Well, that is to say...
But if I'm there, I can smooth things over. Have a nice chat, invite her to tea, everything a goddess deserves.
Oh. Well, I suppose that makes sense.
Does it?
Of course it does. Now, get on with it. Pray like you've never prayed before.
Claude is such a troll. Oh my gosh.
The ball. A grim reminder of my sad reality. The other nobles will be fine, I'm sure. They've all been to events like this before. But me? I'm a noble and I've never even been close to one of these things. Oh, now where did that Ingrid run off to? The ball is soon and she hadn't even put on any makeup. I was trying to help her out.
You know, Professor, I used to think I would be comfortable with all manner of experiments, so long as they provided usable results. But when I heard of Solin's work, well, I realized I'd not considered the moral and philosophical limits of what all manner of experiments might mean. Oh, sorry. I'm not great with blood. Even when I'm just thinking about it, I feel a bit ill now.
Great. Just great. It's that time when all the students get all lovey-dovey. You're new, but you know about the ball, yeah? I can't bear it. Young love is wasted on the young. They can't appreciate it to its fullest. Oh, I wish I could fall in love too.
Ah, the ball. It reminds me of how I met my wife. I was at a village's harvest festival. There was a full moon, bathing everything in its cool glow. She appeared out of nowhere, dancing gracefully in the moonlight. A lovely fairy. We soon fell in love and tied the knot. Now we have a daughter who's as bright and beautiful as a sunny morning. So, whenever I see people dancing, I think of my wife, and my heart does a little waltz.
Me. Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Other than the legend of the Goddess Tower, of course. Have you heard the students talking about it? On the last night of the ethereal moon, on the same night as the ball, if a man and a woman go to the Goddess Tower and make a wish, it's sure to come true. I have a wish, but I can't find anybody to make it with me.
I'm gonna be honest, I've given zero thought to this up until this point in the game. I'm not. Oh man, these options though, I'm not. It all seems not great. Oh dear. I guess I could hit the back button, but then I'll miss out on like a cutscene that could be interesting. Oh, man. I was much more excited about my options with the Black Eagles. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just go with Hilda. I'll bet it'll at least be funny. It's not like it's committing me to anything. Yes, yes, yes. Get to forge the Levin sword. Probably the best, like, plus upgrade in the game. Getting that +1 range.
Is this it? There you go.
Oof. 1 mithril away from forging the Parthia, although I don't have anybody who could use it yet, but I'm getting there.
I've been thinking of inviting a girl from a different house to the Goddess Tower on the night of the ball. But here's the twist. She's from a family with a much more significant and storied past than mine. I wonder if she'd ever stoop to going out with the humble son of a knight.
Great work in Remire Village, Professor. Who would have ever guessed it was Tomas? But no. Now isn't the time to get lost in gloomy thoughts.
Mercedes locked me in her room for hours earlier. She was slathering pounds of makeup onto my face, saying something or other about the ball. It really wore me out.
I can't believe this. I'm so angry right now. First it's the Death Knight, and now Tomas, but neither of them are in custody. I can't stand the thought of such evil lurking in the world. We have to do something about this. I have to do something about this.
It cannot be true that our siblings in arms could turn against us so. However, I will continue investigating members of the church. To think that even someone as senior as Tomas would fall under suspicion. I know not how far to take my search.
Well, of the remaining knights, they're fine. So the students, Monica, look for Monica.
Yes. A great many strange and terrible things have come to pass this year. I must not dismiss the possibility that someone among the students is behind it all. I have a request.
Adventures in wood carving. So, it turns out, incidentally, that I can't actually support with Gilbert, so I didn't need to worry about getting hearts with him, but whatever.
The area with the old chapel was supposed to be off limits. It was at risk of collapse, so they didn't even post guards. It's not too strange. Does that surprise you? Meh. Garreg Mach has lots of places that are blocked off for one reason or another. That's true of the underground Holy Mausoleum as well as the Northern Woods. People call it the Sealed Forest, but as far as I can tell, it's nothing special. Just a forest.
This is a rare opportunity to enjoy yourself. Please, leave everything else to us. The Remire Village incident, the search for Tomas, we have it handled. You just focus on enjoying the ball with your students. It's for the good of everyone, don't you think? If the professors walk around in a state of distress, the students will be uneasy too.
Our life in Remire Village is gone. Father and Mother, gone. Why couldn't you have arrived just a little sooner?
Because the game doesn't allow me to do missions before the end of the month, except if they involve trying to rescue Flane.
I wonder if Remire Village will ever be the same again. How do you recover from such a terrible event? So many dead, so much destroyed. I can't see how the whole village doesn't just end up abandoned. Our class was also sent out to help put the village in order. But then...
But then what?
Thank you very much.
Basically just robbed Petra's room to give him that. Kind of weird.
Even though there is to be a ball, we still have a mission. It would be nice if this month passed by in peace.
It seems the dastards who set Remire Village aflame have yet to be apprehended. Monsters. Trampling mercilessly over innocent lives. They deserve a gruesome end.
Whoa, Dimitri. Starting to get some of that edge going.
Dancing of Fodlan is not the same as dancing from Brigid. The reason is... maybe that the music has many differences. In Brigid, dancing is different for each person. Our dancing has vigor and ferocity. There is no speech of technique for our dancing.
Ah, the ball. It reminds me of my first such event, back in the Imperial capital. It was held by my father, the Prime Minister.
I really showed off my dancing skills. Everyone was quite impressed with me.
So, Tomas the librarian was a bad guy? But he always seemed so nice. Oh, come on, Self, you're better than this. You promised you'd be on top of things this month.
Another month full of chaos. I've barely had time to catch my breath. What is the objective of Tomas and his ilk? And what makes Flame so special? Does that not bother you?
There's a certain gentleman I'd like to invite to a rendezvous at the Goddess Tower. However, I can't imagine he'd be interested in a sheltered ingenue like myself. It's hard to pluck up the courage when that's where my thoughts always take me.
Everyone's in such a festive mood. I feel a bit out of my element here. I can't help but worry something might happen while we're all distracted. After all, our enemies are always plotting. Still, this air of levity is much more agreeable than the grim atmosphere of late.
Whose enemies do you have in mind, Edelgard?
Legend has it that long ago, a female student from the academy met with a mysterious man at the Goddess Tower. They fell in love at first sight and were bound together forever after. But that's not the really interesting part. The incredible part is that the man was apparently the Adrestian Emperor himself. Oh, what I wouldn't give to fall in love at first sight with a splendid and powerful gentleman. I want my own fairy tale romance, and I want it now.
I want cake now.
What happened in Ramire was indescribable. The whole village burned to the ground. So many were left without even a home to return to. Thankfully, Her Grace the Archbishop has invited those who lost everything to stay at Garreg Mach. I pray that they will be able to return to their once peaceful lives as soon as possible. Until that day, we of the Church must join together and do all that we can to help them rebuild.
3 notes. You know, I don't even care when people say I'm short, but I'm definitely open to suggestions if you know of a quick way to grow. Either one of these would be fine, but go with that. Nope. Okay. I want to make someone change his boorish behavior, but he doesn't seem to care no matter how much I urge him to reconsider his actions. I'm at my wit's end. I assume this is Sylvain being referred to. Yeah, I don't know. None of these seem like good answers. Let's go with this one. It's funnier. Nope. Okay. It's just a drawing of what looks like a broken vase.
Last month was, well, you know even better than I do. I hope this one will be more cheerful. This ball, though, I don't know. It's all new to me.
Is this... I don't remember seeing this before. It's 5 cats and then a dog all arranged in... Oh, apparently they have no collision on them.
Hello there.
Even the dog doesn't have collision.
Nah, Tomas wouldn't betray the church. I don't believe it. I won't believe it. There's some people in the church who hate people like me who are from Elmira, but Tomas was always real kind. But if he really was Lady Rhea's enemy, well, I'd defend her against anybody, no matter how kind they'd been in the past.
Garreg Mach Monastery is said to have been completed during the ethereal moon. Why, 995 years ago, as a matter of fact. That's rather a long time ago, don't you think? Every year, a ball is held to celebrate the founding, and every 100 years, a very special celebration takes place. It's a grand festival involving all of Garreg Mach. It is thrilling to read of past festivals, and I'm rather excited to experience one for myself. Once in a lifetime, eh? The next one in 5 years will mark a millennium. Should be quite an event. Do you imagine you'll still be here teaching then?
I mean, in a manner of speaking, I guess.
Before the ball, it is customary that we host a competition of dance known as the White Heron Cup. The students are quite fond of this tradition. Each house must select a representative to compete. Their dance shall be judged by its beauty, grace, and technique. The student who is deemed the winner will be given the opportunity to train as a dancer, should they so please. It is a very precious thing, the gift of dance. I hope that you and your students will choose to participate.
But of course.
May I ask a favor of you?
I have looked into Tomas, but I just cannot make sense of this at all. From his behavior up until now, I never would have suspected that a man like him could turn on us. I have also discovered that his appearance has changed. It is almost as if he is not even human. What in the world is going on?
What's this about? The ball? Knights don't participate. It's an event for students, but it does pique the interest of some knights in particular. Alois can't dance, but I hear he likes to watch. He volunteered to judge the White Heron Cup. Not that I care.
But you're also gonna judge it.
A ball? I don't think I'll partake. There's a dance contest as well? I see. I'll cheer for our class, of course. So, who will represent our house in the contest? I'm sure whoever represents our class will do a fine job. Much better than I could do.
Hello, Professor. The ball will soon be upon us. I can feel my heart fluttering already.
I have never danced in front of people before.
Not even once in all my life. I am very much looking forward to it. Have you heard yet about the White Heron Cup? If you have yet to choose a representative, do you mind terribly if I volunteer?
I do not mind, and I probably will choose you, but first I have to see what everyone else says about it.
Understood. Oh well. Either way, I am still so excited about the ball.
Someone entered the old chapel. I think the townsfolk used it for feasts and such in the past. With that whole Tomas business, you can't blame the church for being on edge. Considering this recent rash of strange incidents, I wonder if having a ball is really the best idea. And then there's the White Heron Cup. Sheesh. What poor sap are you enlisting to represent our house, Teach? You're a smart one, Teach. I think Hilda or Lawrence would be able to win it for us, no problem.
I'm glad the Remire village situation got sorted out. But it's not over yet, is it? And I can't believe old Tomas turned out to be an enemy. Who can you trust anymore?
You can trust me.
Doesn't matter. I don't dance. I might show up for the food, though. Not that it's got anything to do with me, but have you picked someone to represent us for the White Heron Cup yet?
And Golden Deer is full of people who don't want to do this.
Well, someone's bound to want to do it. I'm sure we've got a few people with the talent to win, too.
The ball is coming up soon. I am so excited. I can't wait to fill up on food while everyone's dancing. I even heard there'll be some prime cuts of meat. Apparently, there's supposed to be a dance contest too. I think it's called the White Heron Cup. Who's gonna represent our class? I can do it if you haven't picked someone else. Oh, really? I may not look it, but I'm actually a pretty good dancer.
Huh. Well, good to know, I guess. I was not expecting him to have interest in it, although I guess he is the kind of guy who's just generally positive, so maybe it's not super surprising. Anyway, I do have a support with Hanneman, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it now.
Professor.
How are you doing, Professor? Would you care to join me for a cup of tea? It occurs to me that whenever we chat, I have a tendency to pester you with my questions and theories about your history. It seems only fair to speak on the topic of myself for once. And perhaps you might feel more positively inclined toward my research if I shared my own story. I am quite pleased to hear you're interested. Yes, quite pleased. Well, I suppose I should begin at the beginning, eh? I was born into a noble house of the Empire. Not a large house, mind you, but noble all the same. Our land holdings were small, but our bloodline was quite strong. So, as you can imagine, there were many of us in the family who carried the power of crests. I myself bear a minor crest. Our family's abundance of crests may be part of the reason I've been interested in the topic since I was just a boy. I dedicated myself to my studies, and after years of effort, I became lead crest scholar at the Empire's largest research institution. I had only Imperial blood, and thus Imperial crests, at my disposal in the Empire. So I came to Garrick Mach and devoted myself to my research during my time as a professor. My progress is slow, but with each revelation, I move ever closer to the answers I have sought for decades. Your cooperation as the bearer of the Crest of Flames ensures my research will continue to advance. In fact, it may bring me ever closer to the goal of uncovering everything there is to know about crests. I do hope you shall continue helping me advance in this field of study. Together, we will solve the mystery of your Crest of Flames, and our world will be the better for it.
If we
Shall
work
proceed?
together.
My lab instruments are fully prepared. I have a great number of tests I'm excited to carry out. No, don't worry. They won't hurt one bit.
Alright, what do all you jokers have to say for yourselves?
Ah, the long-awaited ball. Finally an opportunity to showcase my exquisite skills on the dance floor. These skills were ingrained in me when I was a boy. My hands and feet move on pure instinct. From what I hear, the White Heron Cup will be held just prior to the ball. Say no more, Professor. I would consider it an honor to represent our class. By all means, take your time and think it over, but I do assure you, there is no candidate better suited to the task than yours truly.
So conceited, but he's the only one who responds in a way that reflects the fact that I say no, not because I'm rejecting them, but because I want to talk to everyone first.
It's true that Tomas was employed here under the recommendation of House Ordelia, but that's all I know of the topic. I never even seen him prior to enrolling here. Even when he was supposedly in Ordelia territory, I never once saw him there. I'm still feeling bothered by all of this, but there's not much else I can say about it right now. Right. It's the dance this month, isn't it? Can't see how anyone would be much in the mood for dancing, considering. Although I suppose the White Heron Cup does sound pretty fun. It would probably be more logical to ask someone who likes dancing in the first place, so I certainly understand.
As for not meeting Tomas, well, one assumes that that's because he wasn't actually there, because he was too busy being, I don't know, replaced something.
Some scary things have been happening lately. I hope that this month, of all months, is peaceful. The ball is coming up and everything. Although I'm not much of a dancer, actually. Watching other people dance can be fun, though. I've heard people talk about the White Heron Cup. Do you know who will be representing us? I think a noble would make for a better choice. Bound to know their way around a ballroom.
It's almost time for the ball. Oh my, am I excited! This being a school, we don't have many chances to get dressy. Oh, but first, the White Heron Cup. Who will appear on stage, I wonder? You're choosing the representative for the dance contest, isn't that right? Choose me! I'm a pro!
Oh, she's gonna be disappointed.
Oh, I was really getting excited for it. Well, let me know if you change your mind, huh?
Alright, I think that's everyone. This on my roster I've talked to about it, so just want to real quick charm stat check. Oh, Lorenz actually doesn't have that much charm. He actually wouldn't be that good of a choice. Like, he might actually lose. Oh, Raphael is even worse. Ignatz is fine. Lysithia's borderline. Marianne's borderline. Hilda's got it. Leonie, whoa. Flane, yeah, Flane's fine. And Claude would also be fine. But yeah, Lorenz, what gives, man? I mean, he's certainly not actually a charming individual. Once you get to know him, but you don't really have to get to know him. Alright, Flane, it's your big moment.
If you have yet to choose a representative, do you mind terribly if I volunteer? Oh, thank you, Professor. I am overcome with joy. Just you wait until my feet touch the ballroom floor.
I hear you've chosen your representative for the White Heron Cup. In that case, a word of advice. On an average year, the winning contestant has about this much charm. Charm is important, wouldn't you agree? Who wants a partner with no charm? Not me. Do your best, make sure to put in the practice, and good luck.
Thank you.
Yes? Do you need me for anything, Professor? I would be happy for some dancing guidance should you have any.
As if Byleth has any idea how to dance. Once again, Manuela and Hanneman are for some reason training other students rather than the people they end up choosing. Also, who are these kids standing right here? And of course they're training, all the people are training without dance partners, which makes absolutely no sense, but given the style of dance that they're dancing. But whatever. Five charm.
Thank you so much. I am eager to improve my dancing.
I guess Lorenz, I'd forgotten about the fact that, yeah, they give you such a big charm boost. Lorenz could have made it. Raphael still would have been borderline. Alright, time to spend our points. Starting with the choir festival. And I guess we're just going to keep doing Flane and Lysithea until they get to A, or support. Lysithea is at B, Flane is at B+. Yeah.
Singing with... It is so much...
I don't know why Byleth gets authority experience from that. I really don't. Alright, this time we, I think, are going to cook because we got a whole month ahead of us to use the boost. And I think I'm just going to pick somebody who gets like the boost. Speaking of boosts. Which means one of Bernadetta, Ash, or Mercedes. I guess we've seen Bernadetta, so let's go with one of these two. How about... No, how about Ash? And so we get strength, speed, defense. Got one extra strength one. Let's do that, I guess.
I love to cook. What are we making today? Is that so? I have a lot of experience in the kitchen. I can make just about anything. Wow.
Whoa. Does it always have those little pink, like, circles? Meanwhile, we've got our old favorite, bonding bites. Of course, I've maxed out supports with Byleth and every single student in my house. So nothing to be gained there, but maybe some of the students haven't maxed out with each other. Okay, so Marianne is behind in her sport with Ignatz and Raphael, but here's Ignatz, so we'll do sport with the two of them, or meal with the two of them, rather.
This food is a...
I like this.
Yeah, the only supports that I have that aren't either time capped or already at maxed out B level are a couple with Marianne and then a couple with Flane. So I'm gonna look for Flane and Claude. Meal pair. Because that's one of the ones that she has and she's got further to go on that one.
Smell.
This is nearly...
Yeah, so now we got 5 points and 5 students left, so I'm gonna just have each student eat with somebody from another house that they have a sport with. Alright, Annette. Go.
Eating delicious food. Ooh, I love this stuff. Did you know that?
Mercedes. Go.
Yummy. This is my absolute favorite.
Alright, Felix. Leonie.
That looks
That looks appetizing.
Alright, I guess we're doing Lorenz and Sylvain.
I did not expect much.
Yeah, you did.
And Ingrid and Raphael.
This is delicious! My absolute favorite.
I appreciate any good.
Alright. We did get some supports from all that.
This meat is so good. I wish I could send some home to my little sis.
Raphael, what are you doing here?
Oh, I was just enjoying some of this roast. Did you want a bite?
No. I meant, what are you doing here? This isn't the dining hall.
That's funny. Of course I know this isn't a dining hall.
You know that, and yet you're stuffing your face here rather than where it's appropriate. You're not even seated.
Is that the best way to eat? If you think so, let's sit down.
You're missing the point. At least use a plate.
Okay, I mentioned during Byleth and Seth's support, I think it was, like that it looked like they had an animation to make it look like they were sitting down, but then I didn't think they were actually sitting. I'm pretty sure they've literally just lowered Raphael into the floor right now.
I don't have a plate with me.
Oh, wait.
There's nothing I can do about that now. But since
No, he actually is sitting.
Ingrid?
I'm not proper at all. You're just downright crude. Have you no respect for yourself and your journey to knighthood? Knights must work from a very young age to be upstanding in all facets. You are making a mockery of all that we stand for. You...
Slow down. I can't do all this listening while I'm trying to eat.
Disgusting. Now you've spilled gravy all over your shoes and your chin. You'd better wipe that up.
Now you need everything to be neat and tidy? You're really particular.
This has nothing to do with me. It's what's expected of a knight.
Wait. All I have to do is be neat and tidy, and I can become a knight? Forget all that studying then. I'm just gonna work on being the neatest and tidiest one here.
Wait, that is not what I said.
Oh, really? You're probably right. I shouldn't bother with the neat and tidy stuff.
You are impossible.
That wasn't a very interesting support. The most distressing thing was me being wrong about the sitting animation.
I thought I heard someone. Are you here to train? Care to train with me? Waving the sword around alone is boring. And I'm tired of crossing swords with worthless opponents. But you seem like a worthy adversary. I've always been interested in your technique. You learned from the former captain of the Knights of Seros, and traveled Fodlan fighting as a mercenary. On top of that, you wield a hero's relic, the legendary Sword of the Creator. Good sparring partners like you don't grow on trees. But know that I will beat you, and I will surpass your strength. Why? I never really thought about that. I learned to thrust a sword before I learned to write my name. Of course, my upbringing wasn't unique. That's how it is for all children in my country. You're no use if you can't swing a sword, however mighty your crest may be. It was the perfect environment for me. I could live free of stodgy values and virtues. Grow strong so you may live, and live to grow stronger. That's what I was taught. Why should I? Nothing's as important as the pursuit of strength. But that's enough idle chatter. Take out your sword. My mind is emptied of all but the thrill of the challenge.
You forget yourself, Felix. Speed is important too. And you have plenty of it, so you shouldn't be, ashamed of that. Lots of Byleth supports.
Hello, Professor. Do you have a moment? Well, I have this book of battle tactics that I borrowed from one of the knights. There's one part that I just don't understand. Do you think you could explain it to me? Great, thank you so much. It's about this diagram here. I don't get why the knights are grouping up in that forest there. I just can't see the advantage to a formation like that. Yay, I finally get it! You really are a great teacher. No way, I couldn't have done it without you.
That is an intense blush.
I just love learning new things. That's why I came to the Officers Academy. I want to learn magic, battle tactics, martial arts, and, well, all kinds of stuff. I'm learning more now than I have in my whole entire life. Speaking of, I'd better go visit the library for some research before magic practice, which is just before sword training. That's just not possible. I always find it's more tiring to laze around doing nothing. I've never been any good at that. I have to have something to do. Like on my days off, I need to get up early and take care of the cleaning first, or I just can't relax. Know what I mean?
Nope. But maybe Byleth does. I'm pretty sure that's what I said last time. My Black Eagles playthrough.
Oh, I'm so glad you agree. You'd be surprised how rare it is to find people like us. Not to mention... Oh wait, oh no! I was supposed to be on cooking duty today! I completely forgot! Sorry, Professor, but I have to run. Thanks again for your help! Ah! Who put this stupid barrel here? No.
Alright, this should be the last one.
That's the third time this month. Well, that's that. Father never relents. Oh, Professor! Hello! Did you need something?
So nosy.
Well, that is... I was just tossing out something I have no need of. It's important to keep our spaces clean after all. You do well to remember that too, Professor. A clean space makes for a clean mind, or some such. Getting rid of things you have no need for is the first step to managing one's belongings in an economical way.
Marie Kondo over here. So Ingrid, I guess, is one of the characters who doesn't have the same color eyebrows or eyelashes as her hair color, which always annoys me. I know that not everyone has the exact same color, but it's usually pretty similar, not like black and blonde. But, actually, is it possible that her hair is dyed? I don't think that's a thing that they do in Fire Emblem, but there's some, like, darker lines on the model that make it look like it could be dyed. Because if you have, like, dark hair that you dye blonde, then it, like, grows out, then, like, sometimes you can see sort of, like, the dark underneath at the roots. Could you help tidy up my room sometime?
While I'd love to help, I don't want people getting the wrong idea with me being alone in a room. Despite my family's nobility, we've never been particularly wealthy. So my father raised me to be conservative with my resources, paring down when necessary.
Your choices really matter. Clearly, like, if I had just said, "Are you the thrifty type?" she would have said, "Despite my family's nobility," you know. So they just have one extra line that she throws in if you say that. Say what I said, I mean.
He also encouraged me to keep my living spaces immaculate, so the two go hand in hand, I suppose. Yes, he's a good person.
Why does that make her
Even when
blush?
managing our territory used up most of our family's resources, he still went out of his way to ensure my comfort. Oh, just a scrap of paper. It was already written on, so no good for note-taking. And obviously, I can't use it to clean my lance. So I tossed it. No need to hang on to inconsequential things, you know. Professor, did you come to check on me for any particular reason?
She's like reverse Leone. Leone would have been like, "No, you have to save that. It's valuable." So, which means that she's not really poor. She's just... Leone's the one who's actually poor.
Oh, well, if there's nothing important, I'll be on my way then. I still have some cleaning to take care of, after all. Talk to you later, Professor.
Alright. Well, that has been quite a lot of stuff. I think I'll manage to squeeze it all into a reasonable length episode, but if I don't, then maybe I'll have some regrets. But yeah, we managed to spend all our activity points and all that, so next time we're gonna be starting out with teaching, and then Bernadetta's birthday, and then Ocean View. That's gotta be the Flame Paralogue, right? Flame instead of... Yeah, it looks like this is the battle weekend, because this weekend we've got Faculty Night Mixer, which I'd rather do exploration that weekend, and then this weekend is too late. I think that's the plan. Next time... I mean, we should be able to get through this stuff quickly enough that we can do a battle weekend. So, look forward to that. Until then...